Hello guys, how are you doing? Now the results are already out and I know some of you or most of you have already checked. And if you have checked and you found out that you have won, just before you proceed with the next steps, and that would be filling the DS260 form, get these points. First of all, did you know that the DS260 form is now the real visa application? The application that you did last year on October, that was just an entry into a lottery for the chances of getting selected for you to apply for the green card visa. So that was just an entry. But this DS260 form that you are about to fill is now the real application for the visa. It is called the Immigration and Alien Application Form, and you're supposed to fill it correctly and with all the information about yourself together with those of your derivatives if you have any. So having known that, I will anchor some of my points on that. And the first point that you must take with you as you fill the DS260 form is that you are supposed to fill this DS260 form as early as possible. So fill it as soon as possible. Still on the same note, filling it as soon as possible or as early as possible does not mean filling it hastily. You are supposed to fill this form carefully, bit by bit. Don't hurry when filling the DS260 form, because since it is the form that you are filling to apply for the green card visa, the United States of America wants to get all the information about you. Who is this person applying to come to the United States? So they want to gather all information about you, and you are supposed to fill the truthful information about yourself. All the details they want to know about you, fill them as correctly as possible. Don't include lies. Don't lie about anything about yourself. Fill it slowly, bit by bit, with a conscious mind and with true information. The other point is, remember that if you have derivatives, you should fill their DS260 forms as well. You create yours and then you create for each one of them and fill in with the correct information. And still on that note, remember, as you are filling this DS260 form on the personal information, you will be required to put your information about the passport. That is the passport details. And if you don't have the passport or your derivatives don't have the passport, remember that you can use a placeholder, and that is you can use maybe the identity card's number, your identification number, your national identification number. You can insert it there just as a placeholder as you apply for the passport. So having not the passport, especially for your derivatives, does not mean that you stop filling this DS260 form in the name of looking for your passports. No, if you don't have those passports, just fill them with a placeholder and wait until you get your passport, and then you update the information. Another point about filling the DS260 form is that include all the derivatives. Every kid that you have, the legally adopted, your biological kids, or the stepchildren, you have to add them together with your spouse. Don't leave anyone aside. Even if you are not willing to immigrate with them or to relocate with them, fill their information on that DS260 form. That is very important. Another thing, as you visit that website and you want to access your DS260 form, be careful to insert correct information, because if you put the wrong details multiple times as you're trying to log in, then the form will be locked. You'll have to go through the long process of unlocking the DS260 form. So be careful not to enter wrong information as you're accessing the DS260 form multiple times. The other point to take with you as you're filling the DS260 form is that you are supposed to correct all the errors that you made during the entry. And these are the correctable errors, the errors that you can correct. Like, for example, if you used a wrong name, that is, probably you misspelled your name, whichever name that you have. On the DS260 form, you are supposed to put the right name. You correct the mistakes that can be corrected from your initial application on this DS260 form. So correct all the errors. If you had put the wrong email, you can change the email here. Even if you forgot the email that you used during the application, you need to change it here. And remember, the email is very important in this process. Use the email that is active and running, the email that they can contact you using. Remember that the email that you insert on the DS260 form will be the same email that you will receive the notification for the second notification letter. That is the same email they will use to send you that notification. So you need to put an active email that you normally use on this DS260 form. So correct all the errors that you had done during the entry on the DS260 form. And as I come to the end of this video, I want to also remind you that it is at this juncture that you will need your permanent address. And the permanent address is the address of your host in the United States. That is the host address. If you have an address in the United States, whichever address that you can get, you fill on that part, that address. So the permanent address, you need to get an address in the United States. And as I conclude this video, let me remind you of this. When selecting whether you have gotten all the immunization that are required in the process, I always advise people to select yes, because during your interview, when you will be attending your interview, you will have already gotten all the vaccinations needed. So it is important that you select yes. And also, if you select no, there will be no harm, because by the time you attend the interview, you will have been vaccinated. But if you select yes, I always recommend that. Select yes. And then guys, finally, towards the end of the DS260 form, you will be required to give permission to the USCIS department to access your information, because when you allow them, they will be able to access and process your social security number once you become successful and land in the United States. So on that clause, remember to select yes, allow them to access your information for them to process this, because otherwise you will have to apply for the social security number once you land in the United States at the social security office. So allow them for that ease, so that you will not have to apply for that, but rather they will do that. With that, I come to the end of the video. those are just some of the key points that you should take with you as you fill the DS260 form. There are many other things that you need to consider, but please don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, because much more information is coming. Let's meet in the next video.